Ashley Bird is an educational creative passionate about the transformative power of learning. Through her organizations Blooming with Birdie and nonprofit Project Bloom, she shares her expertise as a Montessori educator and consultant, designing innovative learning experiences that inspire curiosity and compassion for life while supporting Montessori education for all. As a nature lover, Bird also serves as director of the Monarch Butterfly and Pollinator Festival, where she fosters an appreciation for the monarch butterfly and the ecosystem that supports both them and us. So don't kill the butterflies. She coming for you. Please welcome to the stage educator, entrepreneur, Ashley Bird.
Press the thing. Okay. Hi, friends. Ooh, okay. The adrenaline's rushing. Everyone kept asking me if I was nervous when I was coming up here. I was like, no, y'all, I'm good. I practiced. I'm good. And now, ooh, my heart. First, I want to say how honored I am to be here. This is a bucket list thing for me, in large part because I've been so inspired over the years by the speakers who have been on this stage. And for that reason, I'm really grateful to our organizers. It's really difficult to put on something like this, so thank you to the PechaKucha team. You all are amazing to work with, and you do amazing things. Next, I just want to give a little bit of a preface here. We are going to talk about death through the lens of the cycle of life, and it will be lighthearted and fun. But if you have any sensitivities to that right now, you may want to step away just for this one. If you like to, if you need to. Next, I want to share with you the challenge that I gave myself for this particular experience, and that was to create something that would drive compassion and a willingness to make change. So if that works for you, if this happens for you, please come find me and let me know, because I want to know, I want feedback for everything. And last, I encourage you to find your inner child and to really embrace this moment and have a little bit of fun with me, okay? All right, here we go. I am a Montessorian, or someone who prescribes to the Montessori educational approach that incorporates hands-on learning, is self-directed, meaning the teacher is a guide, not the fountain of knowledge, and places high value on compassion, or the willingness to both understand and take action to help others. So not only am I a Montessori educator, I was a Montessori child. And I think this is best reflected today in my creative approach to life. I'm an entrepreneur, an educational creative who makes weird experiences for kids. But I really think having grown up in an environment that encouraged me to follow my curiosity led me to my passions, as well as a deep desire to make change. And my passions? Well, thanks to Monica Mackley, one of them is the monarch butterfly. So for three main reasons. First, I'm wonderstruck by the transformation that occurs during metamorphosis, where it keeps only its DNA. I'm totally in awe of the multi-generational monarch migration, and it needs our help. So first, quick reminder from second grade science class. Metamorphosis is the process that occurs in 4 stages: egg, caterpillar, chrysalis, and then butterfly. But please note, a butterfly does not go into a cocoon. The very hungry caterpillar was very wrong. Only moths go into cocoons. All right, the multi-generational monarch migration. Multi-meaning it occurs over 4 or 5 generations in the same season. And it begins when the monarchs leave their roosting sites in the mountains west of Mexico City and then mate and migrate by flying north, following the blooming of its host plant, milkweed. So milkweed is the only plant that it eats and the only place where it will lay its eggs. After they've mated and migrated and laid its eggs on milkweed, it dies. But no big deal, because this will happen 4 or 5 times until the last generation, known as the super generation, makes its way all the way back to Mexico. So this is mind-blowing to me. So being the Montessori I am, let's wrap our heads around it together by doing it. So you are all going to become monarch butterflies and together represent the multi-generational migration. I encourage you to embrace this moment with me as you experience the magic of the monarch. All right, so I'm going to divide you into groups that represent North America and the monarch migration. where the right side of the audience is, your left, my right of the audience is going to be the South or Mexico, and the right side is going to represent Canada or the North. In between will be San Antonio and Kansas. All right, so I need Mexico to go ahead and raise your hands. If you're in Mexico, raise your hands. Raise your hands, Mexico. All right, Kansas, raise your hands. Kansas, come on, Kansas, find yourselves. All right, if you are in San Antonio, I messed up. You guys are San Antonio. You guys are Kansas. Kansas, raise your hands. And last we have Canada. All right, so now I'm behind. Here we go. All right, so Mexico, raise your hands, Mexico. You are the generation that wakes from the roost in the spring and mates and migrates to San Antonio. So flap your wings. Everyone flap your wings. In San Antonio, you'll need to find your milkweed to eat and lay your eggs. So look under your chairs. Can you find milkweed? If no milkweed, you die. So sorry, put your hands down. Let me hear you die. So when I do this with kids, they make amazing noises. So now if you found milkweed, keep flapping your wings because you are still flying. You are able to lay your eggs and produce the next generation of monarchs. But after you lay your eggs, you still die. Put your hands down. All right, but don't fret. The first generation is born right here in San Antonio. So San Antonio, raise your hands and flap your wings. Flap your wings, flap your wings. So we're going to fly north. Mate and migrate until we get to Kansas. All right, look under your chairs to see if you have milkweed. All right, if you didn't find milkweed, let me hear you die. If you found milkweed, keep flapping your wings. Keep flapping your wings. All right, my milkweed friends. So you all are going to continue all the way north to Kansas. All right, Kansas. Oh, wait, hold on. And then you die after you mate and migrate, so die. Okay. All right, Kansas, you guys are up. If you're in Kansas, flap your wings, please. Put your hands up. Everybody flap your wings. You are now going to mate and migrate as you continue to fly north all the way to Canada. It's that time. Check under your chair, see if you have milkweed. Yeah. So if you did not find milkweed, you died. Let me hear you die. If you found your milkweed, keep flapping your wings. There you go. So now you're going to lay your eggs in Canada and die. Bye. All right, Canada, you are small, but you are mighty. So Canada, raise your hands and flap your wings. It's now the fall and getting too cold, so instead of mating, you're just going to migrate south and travel over 3,000 miles all the way back to Mexico. So keep flapping your wings, y'all are the super generation. But for your journey, you will need nectar to source your journey. So look under your chairs for pollinator plants. No pollinator plant, you die. If you found it, keep flapping your wings. You will be flying for over 3,000 miles until you roost in Mexico. Okay, you didn't die, but you can put your hands down. So this is the magic of the monarch migration, where the super monarchs travel to a place they've never been before. It would be like you going to visit your great-grandmother's house and knowing exactly where to go without having ever been there. And so for those of you that did not find milkweed or a pollinator plant, how did it feel to know that your environment didn't provide you with what you needed to live? This is one of the many challenges the monarchs face in their migration. But luckily, there's something you can do to help. Plant a pollinator garden. And help more than just the monarchs, help all of the birds and bees and pollinators that support both us and our ecosystem. So my hope is that in this transformation and in this experience of stepping outside of yourself, of connecting with something outside of yourself, that through that connection, you may have found a spark of empathy and hopefully compassion and a willingness to make change. Thank you.
Ashley Bird! Oh, yeah. They did it. Man, whose arms are tired?
Y'all did it.
Who died on windshields? Man, every time we got to wash our cars, I be feeling so bad for those butterflies as I'm going 75 miles an hour down I-35. You know, pour out a little liquor for them. All right. So I want to say, in your life, how do you feel like you're like a butterfly? What ways do you feel you embody the spirit of a butterfly?
Vocab, your questions, they're on point. I think that I resonate most with the monarch. What I deeply appreciate the most, and not only about the monarch, but about butterflies in general, is the fact that they go through such a deep metamorphosis and a deep change. I'm really in awe that we don't exactly know what happens, that they go through such a transformation that literally all that stays is their DNA. I think that is literally mind-blowing, and I think that it gives us permission in our lives to have deep change and to know that you might come out completely differently, but that's part of the beauty of life.
Absolutely. I love the idea of giving ourselves permission, because as adults, we start thinking of all our responsibilities all the time, and we get away from just the things that make us feel free. And you have a free spirit. It's a beautiful thing. I want to ask you, when it comes to, and you're welcome, your educational model, what's one of your favorite components of your educational model when you're talking to young adults or children?
Oh,
I know, I'm coming for you.
About Montessori. My favorite component of Montessori, I think that they're learning how to learn and follow their own curiosity that leads them to their passions. Like, I think that in my life, that's the thing that I've been the most grateful for, is the opportunity to have connected, with the right people, Monica Mackley, thank you, along the way, that have helped to find what those passions are. But it takes, again, permission to be able to follow that feeling, and not to be cheesy, but in your heart, to know
Absolutely.
what that path may be. And in Montessori classroom, that's what the children do every day, is what gives you, what captivates you, what gets you engaged, where do you spend your time, your attention, and your energy, and follow that thing. So that's probably what I say about that. Yeah.
Yay. Okay, so I got my last question. I want to ask you about the movies, but we got to keep it moving. So I want to ask you, how can people find you, follow you, and what's on the horizon? I know that's a loaded question.
So a couple things. So we are doing an activation. I'm working with Cecile Parrish. She's out there somewhere. For Earth Day, we're working with the Parks Department. So especially if you have kiddos, come see us out there. Or even if you don't, come see us out there at Earth Day. And I actually have kind of an announcement to make. So this year, Blooming with Birdie will be delivering the Monarch Butterfly and Pollinator Festival. It will be at Brackenridge Park on October the 7th from 10 to 2. So come out, mark your calendar, come see us, but we'll definitely be there too.
Bring your lowriders, because if you're in Brack, you got to have a lowrider. Thank you so much. Y'all clap again for Miss Birdie.